Good morning, everyone. Unfortunately, I don't see the mayor. He was intending to be here, but there's no knowing what's happened to his schedule. And Councillor Thompson is actually the mayor of the month and should then be next in line, but unless he's hiding behind somebody, I don't see Councillor Thompson either. So I will proceed because there are a number of people waiting, and this is a very important occasion, and I will defer to either should they arrive, so you'll understand the change in people at the mic. It's a great, great honor and privilege and pleasure to take part in recognizing Dr. Collip for what he did for the people of the world, along with Dr. Banting and Dr. Best. Today we have with us a direct member of his family, Diane Tedesco, and her husband Ted, and I was talking to them. Where are you, Diane? Over here on my left. And it's an honor to have you here and to have someone from his family on this day when he is finally being recognized for his involvement in the discovery of insulin. Just allow me to check with Dr. Pierce here because I don't have an agenda. What's next, Dr. Pierce?
I think we'll go ahead, okay?
We're going to go ahead, Dr. Pierce says. Wonderful. So Bruce will, I believe, introduce the situation, the day. Go ahead, Bruce. Thank you.
I'm going to introduce the diet.
Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Oh, yay! My lords, madams, ladies and esquires, come one, come all, to hear what transpires. Whereas James Bertram Collip was born on this day, 20th November, in the reign of our good Queen Victoria, 1892. Whereas Dr. Collip's statement, "I seek knowledge, not fame," was not only an ideal, but a credo of purpose that he followed throughout his highly productive life. Whereas, as an outstanding biochemist and medical doctor, James Bertram Collip furthered the future of Canada as a researcher and educator at University of Alberta, University of Toronto, McGill University, and as Dean of Medicine at the University of Western Ontario. Whereas Dr. James Bertram Collip, as an eminent biochemist, produced the purified insulin that was used in successful trials on humans with diabetes. Whereas the Nobel Prize awarded to Dr. Frederick Banting and J.J.R. MacLeod was shared by Dr. Charles Best and James Bertram Collip. Therefore, today we celebrate the 120th birthday of one of the great minds of Canadian medicine, Belleville's own, James Bertram Collip. God save Queen Elizabeth of Canada!
Thank you, Bruce. Stanley?
Well, welcome everybody, and thank you very much for coming out. And thank you to City Council for recognizing this day as James B. Collip Day in perpetuity. James B. Collip was born in Belleville 120 years ago, and his contributions to medical science is immense. So it's good that he's finally getting some of the recognition he deserves. Often when they give these Nobel Prize, some of the people are left in the shades, in behind the scenes. They work just as hard, but they don't get as much recognition. So now we're starting to bring some of this recognition to light, and Dr. George Pierce is instrumental in trying to shed some light on some of these obscure characters like James Collip. So I'd like to thank City Council for proclaiming this day James B. Collip Day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have recognized a representative of the Banting family, Mrs. Diane Tedesco, and I wonder if you would wave again or come up. And I'd also like to recognize a head volunteer for the Canadian Diabetes Association who we work with, Mrs. Rosalie Spargo. Would you stand up or come up, please? And we have also the Vice President of Heritage Belleville, Jeremy, with us. And I want to thank Bruce Bedell and Stanley Jones for their contribution. And I wish to invite Mr. Richard Hughes, the president of the Historical Society here, to come and take a chair because he'll have remarks. But a couple of us who are a little older were anxious to get sitting down and getting home and maybe getting to the washroom and things like that. So that's why we went ahead. We weren't going to wait for anyone, and they had noticed that we weren't going to wait for, some of the usual politicking. At any rate, I'm going to call upon Mr. Doug Knutson, a talented young gentleman who operates the Windswept Productions, if he would please play a telephone call from my kitchen to the home of Barbara Collip, also known as Mrs. C.J. Wyatt. She was speaking. Go ahead.
Only living child that is the only living child of 3 children of my father's, and I relate most of my knowledge to my children. I appreciate Dr. Pierce and all he has done, and I appreciate particularly knowing that something is going to be done to memorialize my father in Belleville. He was very fond of Belleville and took us to Belleville several times and visited with his mother and his Aunt Rita and his Aunt Minnie, who was her sister. I hope that something is going to be done in Belleville, but as you say, it would please my father tremendously because he was very secretive about everything.
Thank you very much, Mr. Knutson. And now I had a little plan to move on. I have her phone number. So I keep that in my diabetes testing kit just in case I need some advice from an experienced lady. Now, I did bring along something to illustrate how easy it is for a diabetic to get knowledge of their status of the blood sugar in this day and age. There's a little device of this size that takes a tiny plastic strip that has small areas where the blood travels to. Now, to make it work, we have to place some blood here. And Nurse Culhane, are you available, please? Where are you? Okay. Thank you kindly. Oh, Your Worship. Sorry we're all started, but at my age, I don't wait. Okay, thank you very much. And we'll just do our thing, and then we can leave you to deal with the crowd. I think I phoned your office this morning, talked to a wonderful lady, and told her that I wouldn't be waiting. So I'm sorry if that is a problem. We don't need that, but we need. We've got to have something that'll pick me here, and I hope there's some blood left in my hand. At any rate, here we go. I'll load this. You just hold those in case that one doesn't work. The pick. Now, we'll see if we can get some blood out.
Looking good?
There, we're getting there. I have to push this in all the way, and it starts to talk back to me. And then when we get a picture of the little plastic, it'll accept it. And it's working now. And I'll just take something to clean my hand. And my blood sugar is 5.6. normal being between 4.5 and 11. So that's it for me. I have packages for the city, and I have quite a lot of information on Collip. If anyone would wish it, I'll stay around, and I'm available for coffee at the back of the market. Thank you. Okay, let's go sit down. Right. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. Thanks, all.
The pleasures of going over 60. You say what you want to say. And those who don't like it can just go away and not listen to you. I'd like now to present His Worship Mayor Ellis, who has done his best to get here on time but was a little late and is sorry for that, I'm sure. How sorry are you?
And I do apologize. They had me tied down in capital budget. But I did get a call to the office this morning, and I'm not sure who it was, that said, politicians do not speak long. Yeah, so I'll just make it quick, and I'd like to thank the Historical Society and the volunteers and the members for making this day possible, and to bring it to the council in a bylaw that from this day forward, I got to pronounce that word very slowly, perpetuity, I almost got it out, that this is going to be in our history. And it's something that we're very proud of what the doctor did for not only the medical society in Canada and the world, but to put us on the map. So with that, thanks for coming out. And thanks all the volunteers, Jeremy, Stanley's behind me, and some other members that I shouldn't not forget, but all the whole group. Thank you very much, and let's have a great day.
Thank you. Now, the president of the Hastings County Historical Society, Richard Hughes, would like to say a few words.
Yes, thank you, and welcome on this beautiful sunny day. We couldn't have planned it better on the market. The Hastings County Historical Society is very pleased and very proud to be working with Dr. George Pierce, who has put years of research, an immense amount into this. Dr. Collip was a quiet man, like many people from Belleville, but he rose to great heights and is well known outside of this area. So the goal now is to have him recognized in his own community, the place where he was born and the place where he was raised. This Historical Society is joining with Heritage Belleville in trying to achieve this, to bring the achievements of Dr. Collip to everyone in this area, and we would feel very strongly that every school child, every school boy and every school girl should know that this boy, who was born out on what is now the Airport Parkway, just outside of the city, grew up on a little 10-acre vegetable farm, went to school in a country school, went to the old high school here in Belleville, rose to be one of the great medical men of the century, involved in one of the greatest medical discoveries of the 20th century. A young boy from Belleville, and it's important as we stand here. As a young boy, his family operated a vegetable stand right where you are, right on the Belleville market. And I'm sure as a young farm boy, he was here selling the vegetables with his family. From that humble start, right, as I say, right behind where you are now, he rose to, he's been recognized at universities, he's been recognized around the world. So this should be an inspiration to the children, to the school children of our community, and of course to every citizen. So the Historical Society is so pleased to be involved in this with Heritage Belleville, with Dr. Pierce, with the Diabetes Society, and so many others to give recognition to a Belleville boy off a little 10-acre vegetable farm who rose to immense heights of achievement, and that is great. Just in closing, there's an old Chinese proverb that says that a walk of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and today we're all witness to that single step, and we're all looking forward to a very, very productive walk ahead of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. So as Richard mentioned briefly in there, we want to have more recognition for Dr. Collip, and one of the plans is we want to try and get a provincial plaque for Dr. Collip somewhere in town. And there will be a committee set up for trying to promote the plaque in town, and there has to be some funds raised for that. So Heritage Belleville, together with Hastings County Historical Society, will be forming a committee. If anybody wants to participate on the committee or make donations towards the plaque, contact either Heritage Belleville or Hastings County Historical Society, or Dr. George Pierce.
Thank you very much. As we go into the future, we are trying to bring together the diabetes educators, the Canadian Diabetes Association, and the families and descendants of the 4 insulin discovery collaborators, Dr. Frederick Grant Banting and Dr. Charles H. Best, Dr. J.B. Collip, and Professor John James Rickard McLeod. So I have all the information, and I'm welcoming this to put before students in the area that might be interested in a historical project, because we do not have quite enough history. Thank you.
Thank you. And Jeremy Davis, Vice Chair of Heritage Belleville, said he wanted to say a few words. You want the microphone, Jeremy?
Well, I'm not sure if I need the microphone, really.
Can't hear you, Jeremy.
Okay, I won't take up too much of everyone's time. I just want to echo the words of many of my colleagues up here on this stage, and thank you all for coming to what is the first of many recognition events that we hope to have for Dr. James B. Collip. You know, he's the unsung hero. You know, how many of us know in our lives someone that has been affected and lives and strives in their daily life, strives to overcome diabetes? Well, we know personally in our own lives, my dear late Uncle Roland, lived for many, many years as a result of, the insulin, dependence that he relied on, and he lived a productive, independent life, and many others. So we have to give our thanks, praise, and gratitude to people such as our Belleville boy, native Dr. James B. Collip, and I'm just so proud and honored to be a part of a committee as Vice Chair of Heritage Belleville to get this rolling. And let's get the provincial plaque up. I want to thank Dr. George Pierce, the Hastings County Historical Society, the mayor of the City of Belleville, and everyone for recognizing, and together we do make a difference. And Dr. James B. Collip did, and God bless you, and thank you, and we'll see you again on November the 20th.
Thank you, Jeremy. Now, Dr. Cronk would like to say a few words as well, so I'll invite him up to the podium.
The discovery by Banting and Best and McLeod that the secretion of the islet cells of the pancreas could control blood sugar was a major, major physiological triumph. But in its form from their laboratory, it was not useful for humans. And it was a Belleville boy, J.B. Collip, who purified this product, and it has saved millions and millions of lives around the world. And this is by a young man from our city. And I am so pleased that he is finally getting the credit for what he has done. I would also like to thank George Pierce for his, I suppose, relentless efforts to bring this forward to our attention. Because, thank you very, very much, George, for all that work you've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cronk. And now I have Rosalie from the Belleville Diabetes Office that would like to say a few words.
Thank you. I'm Rosalie Spargo. I'm a volunteer with the Canadian Diabetes Association and representing the Canadian Diabetes Association at the national level as well as the local level. And I want to tell you that we are absolutely thrilled and appreciative of what is going on here today. It wasn't very long ago that I came to hear the name Dr. George Pierce. He was floating through the Belleville office. Well, we all know him and love him and appreciate his passion. We wouldn't be here today without George Pierce being on our team. And we appreciate it so much, Dr. Pierce. And Jeremy, I want to thank you and your Heritage Belleville Committee. I would like to thank, on behalf of the Canadian Diabetes Association, the Historical Society, the City Council for declaring this special day. It's just wonderful to be part of this and to recognize what has been done for people who are living with diabetes. We haven't overcome all of our obstacles. We have more in the future, but this was profound, these 4 Canadian men. One of my friends, who happens to be a young woman with a child, and the woman has diabetes. She's a great mother, and she has a lot of vitality, and she gives a lot back to her community. Spoke with me yesterday, and she knew about this event. Unfortunately, she can't be here today, but she said, Rosalie, because of those 4 men, I'm alive today. We are alive today. And she said it with passion. What was happening back there in 1922 is world-renowned, and that's what she was referring to. The 4-person team, Dr. Banting, Dr. Best, Dr. McLeod, and Dr. Collip. Dr. Collip had a slightly different twist to the problem solving because of the uniqueness of his degree. And I heard a historian speak about his accomplishment in the discovery of insulin. He said, picture this. The batter gets up. The bases are loaded. He hits a home run. And everything, he said, that's what happened with Dr. Collip. This 4-person team had everything in place, and he had the opportunity to bring the uniqueness of his education to be able to refine the insulin so that it could be used in the human body, and that was a very great breakthrough. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for everything you do to support the work that we do on behalf of people living with diabetes.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any last comments to make?
I'll come back in a moment.
Okay. Okay, but George, you got to keep it short.
Well, it'll be short. I first met a person with diabetes when I was about, maybe 7 or 8 years old. He was my hero. He had test tubes. He put urine in the test tubes. He had a solution called failing solution, and there were different dilutions of urine in each tube. He poured the correct amount of failing solution in, and he shook it, and he heated it over a little alcohol lamp, and it changed colors. It was magic chemistry. And on that basis, the testing of his urine, he calculated how much insulin he should take. And in those days, we also had a lot of tuberculosis in society. So they threw the treatment of tuberculosis at diabetics. And the thing was, it was a lot of fresh air and exposure, and you needed a lot of blankets. And we slept out in the winter time in the snow in a tent with 30-some blankets. And when we came in the morning, our appetite was uncontrollable, and we ate toast for about an hour. And that's my story. Thanks.
Okay, well, thank you, everybody, and enjoy this nice weather we have, and we'll hopefully have more recognition for Mr. Collip in the future, and we'll try and get a plaque in Belleville. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.